The battle drums were loud, echoing through the vast West African savanna. Samori Touré, the great warrior king, stood on the front lines, sword in hand. Beside him, a woman equally fierce, a warrior in her own right. She was more than a fighter. She was his bride, his love, and his most trusted companion in war and life. But today, the enemy was stronger than ever, and the cost of the fight could mean losing not only their kingdom, but also each other. It all started years ago, long before Samurai became a powerful leader, when he was just a young man trying to protect his people from the growing threat of French colonization. His reputation as a skilled warrior spread quickly, and so did the news of a young woman, Ndeye, who had caught his eye. Ndeye wasn't like other women. She trained with the men, fought with them, and refused to be treated as anything less than an equal. Her sharp spear was as deadly as her quick wit, and her beauty was matched only by her strength. When Samurai first saw her, it wasn't her looks that captured him, but the way she stood tall, commanding respect among her fellow warriors. One day, after a long battle, Samurai approached her. His heart raced, not from fear of the enemy, but from the nervousness of speaking to the woman who had captured his thoughts for so long. Samurai, Ndeye, you fight like a lioness. You have the heart of a warrior. She looked at him, her eyes fierce, but with a glimmer of curiosity. And Ndeye, and you, Samurai, are known as the man who fears nothing. But what do you want with me? There was a pause, as Samurai searched for the right words. Samurai, I want you by my side, not just in battle, but in life. Will you fight with me as my wife? Ndeye didn't answer right away. She wasn't the type to be swayed by words alone. But over time, as they fought together, and she saw Samori's dedication to his people, her heart softened. One night, after a long and exhausting fight, Ndeye finally spoke. Ndeye, I will fight with you, Samori. But know this, I will not be the wife who sits at home while you go to war. I will stand beside you, always. And so, they married, not with lavish celebrations, but with a shared vow to protect their land and their people. They became not only husband and wife, but partners in war, leading their armies together against the advancing French forces. Years passed, and their love only grew stronger. While other leaders relied on treaties or diplomacy, Samori and Ndeye trusted in each other's strength. Ndeye became Samori's most trusted advisor, often helping him strategize before battles. She was fearless on the battlefield, her presence inspiring the troops. But as the French forces grew stronger, the pressure mounted. There were whispers in the kingdom that they couldn't win, that the enemy was too powerful. Samurai, ever the optimist, refused to give in. But he knew deep down that every fight brought new risks. Risks to his people, to his kingdom, and to the love of his life. Then came the darkest day. The French launched a massive attack, and Samori's forces were pushed to their limits. Ndeye fought fiercely, but in the chaos of the battle, she was injured. Samurai saw her fall from a distance, and for the first time in his life, fear gripped his heart. He rushed to her side, pulling her to safety as the battle raged on around them. Samurai panicked. Ndeye, stay with me. You're too strong to leave me now. Ndeye, despite the pain, smiled weakly. Ndeye, I told you, Samurai, I will always fight with you. Her wound was deep, but she survived. Together, they managed to regroup their forces and push the French back, at least for that day. But the war wasn't over, and both of them knew it. That night, as Ndeye rested and Samori kept watch over her, the two spoke quietly about the future. They knew the fight would continue, but they also knew that no matter what, they would face it together. Samurai, we've built something more than a kingdom, Ndeye. We've built a bond that no enemy can